Welcome back to my channel, The Coins World. Today we will uncover the rich and fascinating history of the Philippine 5 Sentimo coin minted in 1968, a small yet powerful piece of metal that carries decades of cultural, political, and economic significance. At first glance, this coin may look ordinary, but when we peel back the layers of history, we find stories of transition, identity, and resilience embedded in its design and circulation. Prepare yourself, because this journey into the past will show you how even the tiniest coin can reflect the soul of a nation. The year 1968 was a significant period in Philippine history. The country was under the leadership of President Ferdinand Marcos, who had begun his first term just a few years earlier. This was a time of rapid modernization, infrastructure projects, and political maneuvering. The economy was shifting, and so was the nation's sense of identity. Coins like the 5 Sentimo played their role in everyday life, connecting the government's vision with the daily exchanges of ordinary Filipinos. The 1968 5 Sentimo coin belongs to the Pilipino series of coins, introduced by the Central Bank of the Philippines in 1967. This series replaced the English series that had been in use since the post-war years. The shift from English inscriptions to Filipino language inscriptions was deliberate. It was part of a wider cultural move to promote national identity and pride. By introducing coins with the word Republica ng Pilipinas, the government reinforced the Filipino language as a unifying symbol. On the obverse of the coin, you'll find the profile of Melchora Aquino, fondly remembered as the mother of the Katipunan. She played a vital role during the Philippine Revolution by supporting the Katipuneros with food, shelter, and encouragement. Choosing Aquino for the 5 Sentimo coin was symbolic. It placed women and their contributions at the center of the nation's historical memory, something that was not very common at the time. The reverse side of the coin displayed the seal of the Central Bank of the Philippines, a symbol of authority and economic stability. The presence of this seal not only represented the government's legitimacy but also its responsibility for guiding the financial system during a time of global and regional economic shifts. Every Filipino who held this coin was holding the state's assurance of stability. The coin itself was minted in bronze and had a small diameter, making it light and easy to carry. Although its purchasing power was modest, it played a crucial role in the everyday economy. In the late 1960s, a few Sentimo could buy simple goods like candies, bread, or small household items. Children in particular treasured these coins, often using them for snacks after school or saving them in piggy banks. Beyond its economic function, the coin also became a witness to history. Over time, the design of the 5 Sentimo coin has changed, but the 1968 issue remains one of the most nostalgic for collectors. It belongs to a generation of coins that sought to educate Filipinos about their national heroes and heritage. The presence of Melchora Aquino on the coin encouraged Filipinos to remember her sacrifice and honor the revolutionary spirit. The aesthetics of the 1968 5 Sentimo coin were also significant. Its simplicity highlighted its purpose to be a coin for the people, accessible and functional, yet still meaningful in its symbolism. Unlike commemorative coins designed for prestige, this one was meant to circulate, ensuring that its story reached every household. In 1968, the global world was experiencing political and social upheavals, and the Philippines was no exception. Amid these challenges, coins like the 5 Sentimo gave ordinary citizens a sense of continuity. No matter the changes in leadership or politics, people could trust their coins for daily survival. As years passed, the 5 Sentimo coin of 1968 became less common in circulation. Inflation gradually eroded its value, and later coin series replaced it. But for those who remember it, the coin remains a token of a simpler era when small change carried more meaning. For numismatists, the condition of a 1968 5 Sentimo coin determines its value today. Uncirculated coins with sharp details can fetch higher interest among collectors, while heavily used coins are often valued for their historical presence rather than monetary worth. Still, the true worth of this coin lies not in its price, but in its story. The story of a country asserting its identity, of honoring its heroes, and of creating a currency system that reflected the nation as pride and aspirations. As you hold or imagine the 1968 5 Sentimo, you are holding a bridge between past and present, between the sacrifices of the revolution and the aspirations of modern Filipinos. Its bronze surface may have dulled with time, but its legacy continues to shine brightly. This coin is more than just currency. It is a symbol of heritage, resilience, and national pride. It teaches us that even the smallest denominations can carry the heaviest of meanings. And so, when we look back at the 1968 5-centimo coin, we do not just see a piece of metal. We see the spirit of a nation determined to define its own path, to honor its heroes, and to embed identity into everyday life. The coin continues to inspire collectors, historians, and ordinary Filipinos alike. Its legacy proves that history is not only written in books but also etched in the coins we carry in our pockets. Though its face value was small, its historical value is priceless. It connects generations, reminding us of the sacrifices of those who came before and inspiring pride in what it means to be Filipino. This is why the 1968 5-centimo coin remains unforgettable. It's not just a relic, it's a storyteller, carrying decades of memory within its small bronze frame. Welcome back to the coin world, where we uncover the fascinating stories behind coins that many people overlook. Today, we are diving into the 1988 Philippine 10-centimo coin, a piece that might seem small in value but carries a rich history, deep symbolism, and connections to the country's evolving culture and economy. The 10-centimo coin is part of the Filipino currency system, where the peso is divided into 100 centavos or centimo. Even though the value of 10 centimo may not seem significant today, these coins have played a crucial role in everyday transactions, especially during a time when prices were much lower than they are now. The 1988 issue of the 10 centimo came at an interesting period in Philippine history. Just 2 years earlier, in 1986, the country had experienced the historic People Power Revolution, which brought down the regime of Ferdinand Marcos and restored democracy under President Corazon Aquino. The coin was minted during Aquino's presidency, a time when the country was reshaping its national identity. At the front of the 1988 10-centimo coin, you will find the portrait of Francisco Baltazar, also known as Francisco Balagtas, one of the greatest Filipino literary figures. He is celebrated as the Prince of Tagalog poets and the author of the epic Flora and Fauna, a masterpiece that reflects Filipino values, struggles, and aspirations. His presence on the coin connects literature and history with everyday life. The reverse side of the coin features the official seal of the Central Bank of the Philippines, known as Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. This emphasizes the authority of the institution responsible for monetary stability, reminding Filipinos of the importance of trust and control in the nation's financial system. The coin was made of copper nickel, giving it durability and a silvery appearance. Measuring 17 millimeters in diameter, it was small, lightweight, and practical for daily use. It may have been used to pay for jeepney fares, candies in sari-sari stores, or small household items, making it a part of everyday Filipino life in the late 1980s. Looking deeper into history, the 10-centimo coin represents the evolution of Philippine currency after independence. Earlier coins carried heavy Spanish and American influences, but by the time of the 1988 coin, the Philippines was proudly featuring its own national heroes, writers, and leaders. This was a powerful shift in asserting national identity. The presence of Balagtas on the coin also highlights the importance of language and culture at a time when globalization was influencing the country. Placing a Filipino writer on currency was a reminder of heritage, creativity, and resilience. The late 1980s were also a period of economic adjustment for the Philippines. After years of political turmoil, the Aquino government was working hard to stabilize the peso, control inflation, and encourage foreign investments. Small coins. Welcome back my channel, The Coin World, focusing on the Philippine 10-centimo 1982. It's written with deep historical storytelling and engaging flow so your listeners stay interested. Through today we're going to dive into the history of a small yet significant coin, the Philippine 10-centimo of 1982. At first glance, it may look like just another coin, but when you unfold its story, you'll find that it carries with it the echoes of a defining era in Philippine history. The year 1982 was not an ordinary time in the Philippines. It was right in the middle of Ferdinand Marcos's presidency and the years of martial law. During this period, every aspect of national life, even the money people used in their daily lives, was connected to the political and cultural landscape of the nation. The 10-centimo of 1982 belongs to the Ang Bagong Lipunan Series, or the New Society series, which had been introduced after Marcos declared martial law in 1972. These coins were not just currency. They were part of the propaganda machine, carrying the slogan Ang Bagong Lipunan to remind Filipinos of the government's ideology. On the obverse side of the coin, you'll find the profile of Francisco Balagtas, one of the greatest Filipino literary figures. Known for his masterpiece Flora and Fauna, Balagtas symbolizes Filipino creativity, resilience, and cultural pride. His image on the coin was a way to link the country's past glory to the political message of the present. The reverse side displayed the coat of arms of the Republic of the Philippines along with the denomination. The placement of the official seal emphasized authority, nationhood, and unity under the new society. Vision. The coin was made from aluminum bronze, giving it a distinct golden look. It was small, lightweight, and perfect for everyday circulation. At the time, 10 Sentimo still had purchasing power, allowing Filipinos to buy candies, school supplies, or small food items. But behind the practicality there was symbolism. Every coin minted during this era carried the message of a society being reshaped. For the Marcos government, the inclusion of slogans and the consistent use of national heroes aimed to keep the public aligned with its promises of reform. The phrase Ang Bagong Lipunan was more than just words. It was meant to reflect discipline, order, and national progress, though in reality, the Philippines during the 1980s was struggling with political unrest and growing economic challenges. The 1982 10 Sentimo thus becomes a window into the contradictions of its time. While it carried a symbol of culture and literature through Balagtas, it also stood as a reminder of state-controlled narratives and the power of propaganda. This makes the coin fascinating for collectors today. It is not made of precious metals, but its historical context gives it immense collectible value. It tells a story of both pride and struggle, of culture and politics interwoven for the ordinary Filipino in 1982. However, this coin to the fascinating history of one of the smallest, yet historically. Welcome back to my channel, The Coins World. Today, we are going to explore the fascinating story of the Philippine 5-piso coin issued in 2015. At first glance, it may look like just another modern coin, but when we peel back its layers of history, design, and significance, you will see why this small piece of metal is such an important artifact of Philippine culture and heritage. The 20155 piso coin was part of the new generation currency coin series introduced by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, BSP. This series was a major step toward modernizing Philippine currency and ensuring that the nation's coins reflected its history, achievements, and national identity. On its obverse side, the coin proudly features the image of Andres Bonifacio, one of the most iconic figures in Philippine history. Known as the father of the Philippine Revolution, Bonifacio symbolizes courage, resistance, and the indomitable spirit of the Filipino people. His placement on the 5-piso coin was deliberate, a tribute to his role in fighting Spanish colonial rule. The reverse side of the coin displays the BSP seal along with design elements inspired by native Philippine culture. It represents not only the institution responsible for safeguarding the nation's currency, but also the unity of the Filipino people under one national identity. The introduction of this coin was significant because it marked the transition away from older designs that had long been in circulation. Many Filipinos were used to the earlier 5-piso coins featuring leaders like Emilio Aguinaldo, but the shift to Andres Bonifacio on the 2015 version was a symbolic reminder of another revolutionary hero. Historically, the 5-piso denomination itself has an interesting story. It was first introduced in coin form in 1975, replacing the banknote of the same value. By the 2010s, coins had become more practical for this denomination due to inflation and the increasing cost of printing money. The 2015 edition stands out because it came just before the Philippines launched the new generation currency coin series redesign. In 2018, that means the 2015 5-piso coin was one of the last issues before a complete transformation of Philippine coinage for collectors. This makes it particularly special because it bridges the gap between two eras. Collectors also note its composition. The coin was made of nickel-plated steel, chosen for durability and resistance to corrosion. This was essential for daily use in a tropical climate, where humidity could damage metals more quickly. Find these coins in circulation, but they are becoming less common as newer issues dominate the market. That gradual disappearance